Hi, this is Robbie from Southern California, and today I'm coming to you with a warning that is deadly for our birds feeding out of these hummingbird feeders. If you put it out this way, I want you to be aware that a bird can get caught, especially if you're doing woodpeckers and orioles and stuff, but we can fix this. Something happened here yesterday. I will get into details. I will show you, but the only thing I won't show you is a close-up because it was devastating to me. Though, if we do one quick fix, we can have these hummingbird feeders working perfect for the birds around us. So let's get right into this so you can fix your feeder before you have a deadly circumstance at your house too. Okay, I really never thought I'd be doing a video like this, but this is so important. I had to rush out because this happened last night. These are all First Nature feeders, which I love and I use all the time. I have never had this happen, but now that it happened, it can happen again because we analyzed it right away and saw what was going on. Now, there are two different feeders here, two different styles. This one and this one, they're not the same. Even though both of these are 16-ounce feeders, they're very different in design. Now, this is one I've been telling you all to get, which is like $4 from Walmart. I have nothing to do with Walmart. I like their feeders. They designed it, and I don't know if it was done on purpose or not. Let's hope it was, but they designed this perfectly. Now, this one's been altered. I made the holes bigger so the orioles can feed, as well as some of the hummingbirds don't like the little slits the way they come. And I'll get you some close-ups so you can see that. That's not the issue. Let's get into exactly why these are different. Now, these feeders sell for $4, let's say a little over $4 at Walmart. It's the only place you can get them unless you find them on eBay, which I have found them that way because people sell the feeders they get from Walmart. These, on the other hand, is First Nature's own style. It's a great company, but this has got a big flawed design that I was unaware of until last night. It was devastating. What you can see right now is the bird landing on the feeder. And I'm not going to do any close-ups. I didn't get my camera out for it, but I'm just going to let you see the faraway picture. As the bird came to feed, he got caught on this feeder. We were doing gardening and other things, and 20 minutes later, we found him on there. He did not die, as far as we know, but we took him in and we took care of him. I'm going to show you what happened so you'll understand that if you go up this feeder, you can fix it. This one doesn't need any alterations at all, but this one does. It's sold on a lot of places. Different stores sell it. Every place online, every platform on the internet sells it. Even Chewy sells it, but it's got a flawed design when it comes to birds bigger than a hummingbird, and maybe even for hummingbirds too. So let's get right into how we can fix it and what the issue is. Now, this feeder comes apart for cleaning, as you all know, and it slips back together and it snaps there. Now, do you see this? I want you to really look at this. There's a space there where it snaps onto each of these clips here. See how I can stick my finger through? That is excellent. That's a good thing. So if a bird is sitting on here and slides back and forth, he's just going to take off. Now, here is the flaw design. This is the one that is designed with larger holes because it's also designed to feed orioles as well. And there's other birds that come. I've heard woodpeckers, you've told me, have been coming to it. House finches come to it, other birds. Well, here is a big flawed design. Yesterday, as the bird was sitting on here, it was a young baby oriole. He slid around like they do, and he got his foot in here. I can't get my finger in there. There's no space. The whole thing is designed that way. He slid around. He panicked. Instead of sliding back, he stayed there, and his foot got caught. I'll show you exactly what happened here with this fake bird. When he slid on here, if you can see, he got his foot hooked up in there, and he could not get it out because it's so skinny. I can't even get my fingernail in there, barely. The fingernail can go in, but if there was anything else on the other side, it wasn't going to go anywhere. He hooked on here and he was hanging. What eventually happened is he broke his foot in 2 pieces, and he still could not get out because of the flesh and everything. Sounds gruesome, but it was gruesome, and it is bothering me tremendously. What we ended up doing is Gary took him off. We brought him in. There would be no way that the foot was gone, all right, because it was broke. So we treated it like we've done many other birds in the past, and we got quick stop on it. After a while, the bleeding stopped. He seemed fine, and he was panicking that he was now trapped with us. And after we knew that there was no more bleeding, the only thing we could do at that point was to let him go, and he went back into the trees. Will he live? I don't know. It's a baby bird. But the point is, if we didn't find him, or if had that happen when there was full sun, he would have been gone in about 5 minutes the way he was hanging. So the point is, this is deadly, and this isn't going to work because of birds getting caught. When you take this apart, this is where it's getting hooked up in this area. So when you put it back together, and that has to be put together that way, you've got here that little space there, and that's where a bird bigger than a hummingbird, and possibly a hummingbird too, because they're all different. Some of them are a little bit bigger, and some of them are really tight when you look at them. It just depends on how this molded when they put it on. If you put it out this way, I want you to be aware that a bird can get caught, especially if you're doing woodpeckers and orioles and stuff, but we can fix this. And I fixed them yesterday, and I didn't fix these 2 because I wanted to show you how easy it is to fix. There's a lot of ways we could do it. We could fill it in this space here with some hot glue, but it's going to come off after a while. You could wrap wire around it, but it's going to just be another pain, another obstacle we're going to have to watch for when you start wrapping wire. But this is the way I fixed mine. I went with just some old rusted pliers, and I cut it right to about there. Cuts 1, 2, 3. Then you can take it apart and do it, or you can do it while it's there. Let's just take it apart. It's easier. And then I went straight over, move this over, and right to the edge. You can't cut too much because this is the locking mechanism for this. So your formula is not going to come out, the nectar. That's it. See that? You want to do that on all 4 of these. Is anything going to happen to it? No. The worst it's going to do is dip a little bit. But now, if a bird gets caught, it's not going to get caught. He's going to pull his leg right out because it's just hanging there. So you're going to want to go through with each one. And I'm going to do all my feeders this way. I'm going to make sure I cut it. And I'm going to cut off a little bit more. I'm going to go through on each one. So I'm hoping you can see it. It's so easy. Do the next one. And now your feeder is safe. Take it off. It's going to be a little more difficult, I've noticed, when you tighten it. So you'll just have to be aware that you're just going to have to be more careful with it. But I went through with some of my feeders last night. I didn't want to do them all until I threw this video together. And I'm literally throwing this video together. This is an old rusted pair of wire cutters. And I use this for my rebar wire in the garden that I do with all my irrigation tubing. Now he cannot get caught. So once you fill this up, oh, no, that's not the way I do it. Hold on. But you could. We're going to snap this back together. See, all he can do is slide out now. All of them, they can't, there's no place to get caught. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and fill it. And just be aware that you know, sometimes I would hold on to this ring. So you're going to hold on to the base and you're going to tighten it up. Now this feeder is ready to put outside, and it is 100% safe. Now again, I want to be real clear on this. This is the only flaw design that I know of. Here's the brand new 32-ounce feeder I got. Like I said, this is the 16-ounce from Walmart. This one is about $6. This is the 32-ounce. I'm buying a bunch of these now because I'll do another video on that. The migration has started, and we have thousands of birds here, and we're going to 4 or 5 gallons a day already. This one is fine. See the big space there? That is a very big space there. Nobody's going to get caught on that. If their foot slides over, and it's so small, this one too, they'll just pull it back. They're not even going to notice it. So these are really good. I have to make the holes bigger And I have to get bigger ones out because I have way too many birds. And all I'm doing is feeding feeders. They're emptying it that quick. So if you've got the design that has the tiny slits there, that's the Walmart design. Their feeder's fine. Don't touch it. If you cut it, you're wasting your time. You don't need to do it. But if you've got the more expensive First Nature, and they're all First Nature, it just depends on who designed it, these will have to be changed. And I'm going to go through on every feeder I've got around here. Every feeder, I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to go through each one. Literally will take you less than 5 minutes to do. And with that, you've possibly saved a bird's life. Because if we didn't get to that bird yesterday, he would have lost more than his leg. He would have definitely lost his life. And I'm going to go through and do every feeder. Oh, I got to get that hung up. And I'm just going to make sure that little piece of plastic is off. You don't have to worry about it. It's not even sharp. It's a soft plastic when I cut them off, because Gary even said really soft. I don't worry about little things like that, because the worst that would happen, even if it was sharp, he might scratch himself. But this isn't sharp. It's a nice, soft, easy plastic to cut. I don't know if you can do it with the scissors. I didn't even bother because I've got just wire cutters here. Wire cutters cost me not a joke, $1 at Walmart. Cheap old wire cutters, you leave them outside, they rust. But you know what? For $1, it can save a bird's life. And now I will be using the feeders like this. There will be no more danger. A bird can just get off. Hummingbirds are light, so with that, there won't be a problem on anything happening. If you had really big, heavy birds, it might tip it down a little bit. Can always bend it back. Don't worry about it. They're going to feed, but they're going to be safe. So I hope I gave you some instructions that you can understand how easy this is to fix. Please, if you've got the First Nature ones, this First Nature with the large holes that you bought that comes that way, a single hole that's large, not the tiny slits there's 2 slits here. These are good. 2 slits, tiny slits, perfect. Even if you made the holes bigger, it's the same unit. This is perfect, and you'll see it. You can practically get your finger in there. But with this one, as I showed you, you can't, and it's deadly. So please check your feeders, and then we'll all be good. You'll be good, and you won't have to have some heartbreaking moment like we had yesterday. With that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. And I'm going to get this out so they can feed and be safe. And remember, it's 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar and 1 cup of water until it's dissolved. Bye-bye. Okay, this is good to go now. Now, this is safe for larger birds. I just wish I knew it earlier, but it's all been done and fixed now. Please, fix yours. Thank you.